Here we are on Saturday, the picnic for the Grand National Performance Club of America. And as you can see, we have a large variety of Grand Nationals and T-types. Quite a sight. We're here for Saturday's car show event, and we're speaking with
Bill Merkins.
Bill. Where are you from?
Long Island, New York.
Long Island, New York.
That's right.
And tell us a little bit about your car here, Bill.
Well, this is an 85 T-type. It's got 24,000 miles on it. And I did a few things to it. I got the ground effects system over here on the side from Crystal Light Engineering. Headlight covers on the front. I got the wraparound spoiler direct from Buick.
Okay. Anything internal as far as modifications with the engine or with...
Yeah, I've got a computer chip. I put in a Kenny Bell chip. I'm getting a Ram Air kit. I've got a blow fan to try and cool this car down because on the 85s, they didn't have the intercooler and they run very, very hot, which has been a problem.
I see.
Another cosmetic detail is the different mags we got on here.
Well, it looks real nice, particularly in this sea of black cars.
That's right. The T-type does stick out a little bit.
Look nice, yes. Well, I want to thank you for your time and wish you a lot of luck on the show.
Thanks a lot.
Hi, we're speaking with?
Ken Gutwine from Long Island. How are you?
Good. And Ken, you've got some unusual modifications to the car we'd like to talk a little bit about. What have you done to the engine specifically?
Well, as far as changes to the engine, basically it's a matter of a performance chip. I've used the Kenny Bell chip, the Pro chip. I find an excellent product. In addition to that, the 160-degree thermostat. And finally, I've also worked with the gauge package from the interior of the car and hooked that up via some of the boost here, which was spliced in, and also pressure-sensitive gauge for the oil, water temperature, and RPMs. Those are all VDO gauges.
And I got a question. A package like that, how much would something like that cost?
Well, that's a good question. Now, the VDO gauges themselves run on the average about $50 per, and I have 4 of them. In addition to that, the holder from Applied Technology was about a $70 custom piece from California. So I would say...
Or upwards toward $300 for a complete gauge package. How long did it take you to put that in?
Oh, about 15 to 20 hours, so you can expect a good 2-3 weekends of interesting work on your turbo V6.
A lot of work, but a very necessary accessory.
Oh, absolutely, especially if you want to watch these cars go fast with class.
And how about what you've done with the turbo here?
Well, as far as the turbo cover is a dress-up item. It's polished aluminum along with the inlet pipe. I was concerned about chrome bluing, so this is a product from Kodiak West out in California. It's hand-machined, milled, and polished out there.
Terrific. Really dresses the engine up.
I think so.
Well, Ken, we appreciate the time with you, and you have a real nice car here.
Thanks you very much. Nice talking with you.
Okay. Hi, we're speaking with?
Dick McDermott, Franklin, Mass.
From Franklin, Mass. Came down for the car show this weekend and the races? Terrific. You enjoying yourself?
So far, it's not too bad.
Great. And what do you have here? What is...
It's an 86 T-type with the digital dash. It's got a chip in it, got the thermostat, and the intercooler hoses.
And
that's all I've done to it.
Whose chip are you running in the car?
Quality Engineering, Dash 5.
Okay. And the gauge package you got from?
Quality Engineering.
From Quality Engineering. How do you like that as opposed to the stock gauges?
It should have been a stock item.
I agree.
Should have been available through the dealer.
I agree. Now, I understand you had this installed for you?
I had it installed. I wasn't about to tackle it myself. The fella did it for me. Took approximately 10 hours.
About 10 hours. Well, it's a real nice installation. You can't even tell that it wasn't stock.
The only thing lacking on it, which really bothered me a bit, is there's no voltmeter on it.
No volt.
But that's mine. You can put something in. But
Sure. But it
other
does
than that,
cover all the essentials. What are the
doesn't-
gauges that are in that package?
you got the oil pressure gauge, your boost gauge, 160 mile an hour speedometer, and 7,000 tack.
Terrific. Well, it looks real nice, and enjoy the weekend. Appreciate the time talking with you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Last night we had an opportunity to speak with your name?
David Wilkins.
And Dave was telling us about some of the engine modifications, but what we did miss, and we'd like to show these things, is some of the other modifications. I see that you have a huge set of amplifiers here. You
Right.
changed the stereo around a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Head unit is Alpine equalizer, and new speakers all the way around, and in the back some subwoofers and ADS amps.
Well, it's a real clean installation, and
Yeah,
we did
thanks.
get some shots. We're going to be showing here some of your changes to the dash where you've put in a different speedometer and additional gauges. What did you do there?
Okay, Applied Technology gauges below the radio, and 145 speedometer from Applied Technologies also.
And how long did it take you to put those two things in?
Well, I had, it didn't take long at all, about an hour, but to hook up the gauges, the oil pressure and the boost gauge, etc., I had a Buick mechanic do that for me.
I see. And just for the information purposes, what would it cost to have that kind of thing done?
The gauges?
To buy the gauges and put the dash, the 145
The
speedometer?
145 Speedo, I believe, was around $250. The gauges, I believe, ran about, I'm not really positive. It's been a while, maybe $150.
I see. Well, it's a real nice package. Again, we thank you for your time with the car. You got a real nice
Yeah.
car. Certainly made a lot of
Thanks a lot.
changes to it.
Thanks.
Thanks again. We're here at Saturday's car show with Mitch Herman from Edison, New Jersey. Mitch, you probably represent the ultimate Grand National enthusiast here with what we see in your car, and I want to talk to you a little bit about what you've done to the car. I understand in total you've got about $10,000 invested in modifications to the car. Tell us a
Yeah.
little bit about what you've done.
There's about over 10,000 in modifications to the car. Well, I've done, the first thing I started off was with the stereo system. It's Nakamichi, Sony. I got Nakamichi amps in the trunk with a 10-inch kicker subwoofer. Everything is all custom done. The speakers were custom installed. The CD player was custom installed. The stereo alone on the car was about $4 grand. The next thing I did was with the performance. I mostly Eastern Performance did most of the modifications on the car. I have an additional $8 grand in modifications on the car.
And
just in performance.
what did you do performance-wise?
Performance-wise, well, the list is just too long to say. Well,
Computer chip?
computer chip. This has a Nitro 6-pack. It has traction bars, dual exhaust. The list is just too long to list. It's just so much in the car.
And I understand your best run was what, 12?
The best run I have so far was a 12.50 at the Street Machine Nationals in about 100-degree weather.
Okay, terrific. Before we break here, because you have this compact disc, which is kind of unusual to see in these cars, just give us a quick demonstration of how you can select your music from this, okay?
All right. Well, the disc tray is located in the trunk, and this is the remote control for the disc tray. You just punch up a number and you hit enter, and it just plays automatically right from there. Select the disc like that.
It's that easy.
Yeah, just you can play any disc anytime, basically, with that.
Terrific. Okay, great. So not only do you ride fast, but you ride comfortable too.
Right.
Absolutely.
I ride loud too.
Great. Well, we're looking forward to seeing you run tomorrow. Hopefully we'll see some low 12-second times
Yeah,
out
I
of you.
hope so.
Terrific. Thanks again.
Okay, thank you.
We're here with Bob McGinley. He's a Grand National owner from Florence, New Jersey. Bob, you probably have one of the quicker running cars here. How were you doing last night?
Well, last night I lost my positive traction unit. Sorry to say, but that can be corrected. And because of the short times down to, I think they were 192, 189, I was about 3 to 4 tenths off. And my best time last night was a 1292, which is not bad on pulling a one wheel.
And what was your actual best time with the car, ever?
Best time was a 1252 at 106.58, I believe it was, at Go Raceway.
Mighty quick for a Grand National. I'm sure all of our people are going to know, how did you get that way? What did you do to the car?
Just pumped tons of money into it. I'm one of the first Grand National racers to really go to the track. We started racing back in July of '86. This car ran 14.0 right out of the box. And from there, we started with the aftermarket chips, and I got some old dryer tubing. We made up a ram air kit. That gave us a couple of tenths. We put a line lock on it. We changed some of the suspension around. We bought all types of tires, street and strip tires, drag slicks, and first thing you know, you're going fast.
Well, I'm going to put you on the spot here. If you had to say, what's the best performance modifications to make to the car, what would you suggest, top 3?
The number 1 would be to hook the car. You have to have a set of slicks to hook this car up. Number 2 would be getting fuel to the injectors. Anybody can put more boost into the car, but without the fuel, the car will not run. You have to put in tremendous amounts of fuel in those injectors for the car to go fast. That's the bottom line.
Okay, and you do that by what?
Well, there's a couple of different ways you can do it. One way is to, you can put some heavy-duty fuel pumps in the gas tank, other than what's in there. You can get modify the fuel rail, fuel pressure regulator. The fuel pressure regulator with a Grand National stock is about 32 PSI. You can get them from Eastern Performance for 60 PSI, and that's a tremendous difference. When you run high boost, that's how you get your fuel.
So the trick is get the traction to the ground,
Number 1
get the fuel
Number
supply, and number 3
is the boost.
is the boost.
These cars will run big boost in first and second gear, as much as I've seen, as much as 24 pounds. Sounds incredible, but I have a adjustable boost control on the console, and it's adjustable. After the car shifts into second gear, I turn it back and it goes through the traps about 19 pounds.
I see. Well, Bob, I appreciate all the time with you, and telling us a little bit about the secrets to get that car running like you did. And we hope to see you tomorrow in the winner's circle.
I hope to be here.
Thanks.
Thank you.
We're here with Jim Nyland from Clifton, New Jersey, and Jim is also a Buick lover, but instead of a Grand National, what Jim has here is a 1971 GS. Not too many of these anymore, stage 1. Tell us a little bit about your car.
Well, it's originally my father-in-law's car, and I got it from him, and I work at a Buick dealership, so we just restored it down there.
And how's the car run?
Runs real good now.
Real good?
Yeah.
Real good. Have you had it racing this weekend or not?
No, a couple weeks ago.
Good. And what kind of times is it running?
13.1.
13.1. Very good. Well, it's a very nice car. We wish you a lot of luck with
Thanks
it.
a lot.
And thanks for the opportunity to have a shot of this this rare piece.
All right, thanks.
Thanks. We're here with Diane Jones from Levittown, Pennsylvania, and Diane is the only woman representative of a Grand National here. Diane, how's it feel to own a Grand National?
Great, really great. It's a good investment on the Grand National. They're very quick cars. They're very positive. They run real well.
I understand you raced it.
Yes, I did on the second Grand National night that they had, and I won my first trophy.
And what was your time and speed? Do you remember?
13.9 at 103 miles an hour.
So never underestimate the female, right?
That's right. Don't underestimate us. That's right.
Terrific. Well, I can see it. It all says it right in your license plate there,
That's
right?
right. Nasty, yes. They are.
Well, we appreciate the time interviewing
Thank you.
and good luck with it.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Here we are inside of what we've been talking about all day, yesterday and today, the Grand National with Steve Tipton, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Steve, I want to ask you a few questions about your car. You've been racing your car.
Yes, I have.
And what kind of times have you been running?
High 12s, 1280 around in there on average.
What kind of modifications have you done to get it to run like that?
An Eastern Performance dyno chip. The boost valve is set at 19 pounds of pressure. K&N open air filter. The test pipe with a cutout, and M&A street tires.
And that's the total modifications, and you've gotten into the
That
12s?
is it. Yes, I did not touch the motor at all.
Well, that's a strong running car. It's good times, some of the best times we've seen.
Thank you.
Well, we appreciate the time with you, Steve, and
Yes.
certainly hope to see you in the winner's circle this weekend.
I hope to be there. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Okay.
We're here with Greg O'Neill, who's come all the way from North Carolina to have fun here this weekend at the Buick Competition Weekend here in New Jersey. He's driving a 1987 T-Type, kind of a sleeper because the Grand National, everybody knows about that, but don't always know about the T-Types being just as quick. I want to ask you a question. Have you done any street racing, and can you tell us a little story about maybe your best run you've had?
Yes, where I come from down in North Carolina, there's a bunch of Mustangs, and it's considered Mustang country. And at the stoplights, usually the Mustangs will pull up beside you. And one time, this guy was in a Mustang, and he was, going through the gears. And at the next red light, I said, well, I'll try him. And he looked over at me, and I hit my car, and I just drove off from him. And when I got to the next stoplight, he didn't even look at me.
So I guess you put him right in his place.
Right, and them guys out the window said, you see that turbo right there? That's what it is. A Grand National in disguise.
Well, that's what we're all here for. That's what it's all about. Want to thank you for the time here, and wish you a lot of luck with this weekend's races.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Well, we're here with Tony from New York, and Tony's got one of the most unusual Buicks we've seen here today. Tell us a little bit about your car.
Well, it's 1984 Regal T-Type. It's got it's a special paint job. It's very limited quality. They only made about 100 or so. And the production on this car is 3,000. They only made 3,000 throughout the whole year. The car's got 20,000 miles on it. It's been garage. It's always garage. Never been out. It came in since I bought a brand new in '84. It's been out on the range 3 times so far. And that's it. I've never seen snow.
And have you done any performance changes to it?
I put a Dynotech chip in it, which now runs the low 13s, which is right up there with the 87 Grand Nationals.
And this is not an intercooled version.
It's not intercooled, no.
That's great.
This is the original engine. This is the first year with the 3.8 SFI.
Well, it's a real pretty car, Tony, and we appreciate the time talking with you, and certainly good luck with the car in the future.
Thanks. Thanks a lot.
We're at the close of today's car show, sponsored by Grand National Performance Club of America and our president here, John Seneca. John, would you be nice enough to announce the winners of the car show?
Yes, in the modified class, the winner is Bob McGinley.
Okay.
And in the street class, we have Paul LaCroix for the GNX. And the People's Choice car today was Mitch Herman.
Yay, Mitch. There we go. Well, I think we should give everybody a big hand for showing up. It was certainly a nice day, and had a lot of nice cars here.
Yeah. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out today and showing their support for the club.
Very nice day. We'll see you all tomorrow.
Weather
Weather. Don't despair, you GNX enthusiasts. We'll be back with a special section on the GNX. But right now, we'd like to turn to some more racing action after these words from one of our sponsors.
Turbocharged Turbo City, headquarters for Buick Upgrade Accessories, features the Turbo Upgrade Package, complete with the Air Research TO4B High Flow Turbocharger, increased airflow, lower discharge temperature, and a decreased temperature load on the intercooler, an adjustable wastegate actuator, double reinforced turbo hose clamps, and a custom insulation blanket. Check out Turbocharged Turbo City for these and other Buick GN upgrades.